Guys, it is almost time for UFC 321. Tom Aspinall, now the UFC Undisputed King, puts the title on the line against elusive striker Ciryl Gane in the main event. It's raw strength versus refined technique, and my friends at DraftKings are going to get you in on all the action. New customers turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins, paid instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the code SONNEN, stay in on the action. Use your bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Love the thrill of live betting? Bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers, use my promo code SONNEN. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly if your bet wins. That's promo code SONNEN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Joe Rogan talking here. Who do you think the real BMF is? Do you think any of those guys can beat Alex Pereira? Do you think you could get a 155-pounder in there against Alex Pereira? Does Max Holloway even survive against Alex Pereira? No. Shut up. That's the bad MF. All right. Now, there would be no way to disagree with Joe because there is no clarity on what a BMF is. However, I do have my opinion, and it's not this. The guy that can beat everybody up is the greatest fighter. The guy that is willing to do the fight against anybody is the baddest. Now, let me ask you a question, and you'll quickly be able to relate with this. But if I was to ask you who the baddest dude was when you were in high school, you would reminisce. You would have good thoughts about that guy. And I could do it any way I wanted. I could say your junior year and go, well, was it the same guy your senior year? Was there a graduation, or did I jump around? You could tell me specifically your junior year who the baddest dude in school was, and you could tell me specifically your senior year, and you would smile when you think about him. You would have good thoughts. I said, well, who'd you ever see that guy whip? Why was he the baddest dude? Who did you ever see him whip? And you'd say, Chael, are you not listening to me? Nobody fought him. He was the baddest dude in school. Well, how do you know? Was he bigger than everybody? Was he the biggest? Was he stronger than everybody? Was he the strongest? What made him the baddest? And it actually wasn't a skill issue whatsoever. Baddest dude in your school, and the one that you all said I can quickly identify, was the guy that was willing to go further than you were willing to go. The guy that you believed, if push came to shove against anyone else in the school, was willing to go further. Some kids aren't willing to raise their voice. They get in trouble. Teacher could look at them. They don't want to get in trouble by the teacher. Some kids are worried and parents could get a call home. They're not going to do anything that could jeopardize a call home. Some kids are worried they're going to get attention. They cannot deal with the kid. Some kids are worried it could be a suspension. Some kids are worried the police are going to, they're not willing to do that, but that guy is, therefore he wins. Just keep me away from him. And it's a thing. It's a thing, right? Are you willing to one-up the guy? Or is he willing to one-up you? If you push him, he's going to hit you. If you hit him, he's going to kick you. If you kick him, he's going to stab you. If you stab him, he's going to shoot you. If you shoot him, he will go kill your family. Nobody's getting hurt. I use the example. And the reason you think fondly and you reminisce about the baddest dude in school, he never touched you. In fact, you were never even worried he was going to touch you. You liked him. You liked him because when he was around, you knew nobody else was going to touch you either. Baddest dude in school was actually the peacemaker. He's the one that kept the peace. That's why you like him. But he was willing. Most of the other kids would only be willing. They knew they were going to win. This guy didn't care if he was going to win or lose. That had anything to do with it. He wanted the action. And that's the baddest. That is my understanding of how we are defining baddest. And to act as though Alex Pereira wouldn't qualify to be a BMF, or to act as though there's other guys that aren't dangerous and willing like Max, but the BMF is a different thing. Not everybody is qualified. George St. Pierre could have beaten everybody up, but he never would have been a BMF. He's too handsome. He just wasn't the guy that you would have put into that position. Royce Gracie was willing to take on 3 guys in one night, and one time had to take on 4 guys in one night. He would go into that category, BMF. So it's not to say, by the way, that both can't be true. It's not to say that we can't contest a BMF belt between Pierre and Jon Jones, or anybody at heavyweight. It's not to say that. We do interim champions at any weight class needed at any time they're needed. We do an undisputed champion at every single weight class across the board, and try to never have a vacant spot. When we have one, we fill it as quickly as we can. We can have a BMF champion at every single weight class too. There's nothing that says that there's one and then you got to find a way. Right? The 55-pounders eventually got to fight the 70-pounder if the 70-pounders want an opportunity for it. It's not like that. You can do whatever you want with it, but there is a difference. There's a difference between an interim champion and an undisputed champion. There's a difference between an undisputed champion and a BMF champion. It's a different thing. It's a different category. There's a difference in a guy that can win a 3-round fight and a 5-round fight. There's a tremendous difference in a guy that could enter a tournament and win 2 and 3 fights in one night. That's not the same guy. There are champions all over the UFC right now that not only could not do a tournament format, would never even agree to a tournament format. But a BMF would prefer a tournament format. BMF would prefer to be able to beat up 2 and 3 people in one night. It's a mentality. And my argument doesn't make me right. We don't actually have a definition around it. But when we brought out Nate Diaz against George Masvidal, which turned into the must-see event of the year that was put at the Mecca Madison Square Garden, attended by the biggest star in Hollywood and the biggest lawmaker on earth, it was because of their attitudes, and it was because of their willingness, and it's because they were willing to go further than other people were willing to go, which, by my interpretation, is what makes you or doesn't make you eligible for a BMF.